Okay, working on a 2014 Seadoo GTI. The customer complaint is no acceleration. So the questions I always ask to diagnose that are, what are the RPMs doing? So the RPMs being the engine rotation. If you step on the gas, does it rev? You know, RPMs revving up. And if it's revving up, the engine RPMs are increasing way high, but you're not moving anywhere. A lot of times it feels like you're in neutral. Would be one way to describe it. So that would be symptomatic of a cavitation issue. So cavitation is, here's the jet pump off of it. If there's space that's been created between the impeller and the wear ring in the jet pump. If there's space in there, it's a lot like if you're blending a shake and you don't have enough liquid in the shake, and so the blender revs way high, way high, and it's not blending the shake. Well, that would be cavitation, right? Or similar to it. So we pull the jet pump and we look at it, and that has a nice tight fit in there. I mean, there's some damage, sure. And these are a big of a pain in the ass enough to take these IBRs off that it's probably worth just cleaning this up and putting a new wear ring in it, but that's not going to solve the problem, I can tell you right now. So the next thing we go to is, it sounds like there's miscommunication on what accelerating means and what RPMs mean. So I pulled the spark plug, and I did two. Of course, I thought of doing it after the fact. I mean, I guess I could do another one real quick on video just to show you what it looks like. Let's see if I can do this all one-handed. And this one may or may not also be bad. The first two definitely were. I'll explain further here in just a second once we have a visual. So I go to pull the spark plug out, and that's what we see is oil dripping off there, which is it's a problem. I don't know if it's the problem, but I'll have to hook it up to buds and see if there's anything else going on to know for sure if it's the only issue. But what's happening here is the spark plug tube seals are bad. So here's a similar ski. I think this might even be the same year. It's just supercharged with the valve cover off. These are the spark plug tube seals. So there's a new one. And that seal down here at the bottom is just not seated in there. And so as oil's being pumped up here in the head, it's making its way inside the tube seal down in there. And I'm sure it's running shitty. So this has got to be done. Like I say, I'm not sure if it's the only problem, but it's definitely a problem. You want to do a service on these Seadoos every other year on average is good, or 40 hours, whichever one comes first. Most people, they, like, let's say this one gets done this season, they could run it all of next season and probably the next season, all summer, and get the service done either at the end of that summer or the next spring would be ideal, either one. So you can get 2.5 years, 2.5 seasons out of them, no problem. But every third service or so on these Seadoos, you're probably going to have to change these spark plug tube seals as just and it's an additional expense. So by the time you're done, it can really start to add up. So if you plan ahead for it, it's not too bad. And kind of think that when you're doing your every other year, do one thing 1 year, and on your off year, replace your battery, and maybe address your jet pump if it needs work. Then the next year, work on your biannual maintenance. But that's that. So we're gonna probably send this video to the customer and see what happens. Peace.